What's up, guys? Welcome back to another detailing video. I have a 2013 Grabber Blue Mustang GT in the background here, and we are going to be doing a level 2 paint correction and a full ceramic coating after the paint correction. I have Cody back here already taping everything off, but I wanted to take the time and explain to you and kind of show you the process of paint correcting before a ceramic coating. Now, there's a couple different ways of doing this. You can use a couple different polishes. You can use polishes that work well with coatings. Normally when you're paint correcting and you're done polishing, you need to remove any excess oils or any excess residue using an IPA wipe down, Geon Prep, Car Pro Eraser, anything like that to remove that and allow a clean surface for the ceramic coating to bond to. Now today we're going to be using Geon Primer. Now what this is the super fine finishing polish, but it cuts at the same time. Now we haven't tested this yet, so we have to kind of test this on a little test panel. But what this is going to do is, this is kind of similar to Car Pro Essence, if any of you has ever used that with the C Quartz line. But what this is going to do, this has a kind of a mid-level to a lower level cut, and it finishes out very, very high. So if this paint's soft and we can do it, we're going to use this as a one step to cut through all the scratches, and then this will actually prep the surface for the ceramic coating. So we won't have to go and do a full wipe down. We'll go through and do a little bit of a wipe down with Geon Prep, but nothing crazy. We won't have to really remove this. So the game plan is this goes on, and we're gonna let this sit for about 24 hours before going back and then ceramic coating the vehicle. So I'll show you guys some of the scratches and the imperfections and everything. We'll get the car taped up and start the polishing process.
So if you guys look in the bulb there, you see all those swirls coming off. See that line that's shooting out from the bulb? That's what we're going to get rid of. All you want to see is that circle LED bulb. That's it. You don't want to see anything coming out, any holograms or anything coming out. So we're going to remove all that. And this car will be like glass again. And then the coating will go over top. So here's kind of everything we have. Some pads, Rag Company Drago towels, 3-inch, 5-inch. Group has 15. This is just a secondary machine to hit some flat panels. If the primer does not work, we're going to be using likely Sonak's Perfect Finish, as long as the paint's not hard as a rock. If it is hard as a rock, we're going to step up to microfiber cutting pads and Meguiar's M105. You have some tape here. You saw this in the last video. So different sizes of tape to tape off all the areas so the polisher doesn't hit, so you can see up here, around the windows, mirrors. This is what I was talking about with lighting. This is the light that I was using to show you guys the swirls. We got a bigger light kit. I got a headlamp here, so proper lighting is a must in seeing the swirls. This actually has 2 different light modes. So if I go over here and I'll show you, right now it's on, I think, 4500, and you can see how it's kind of, you can see all the swirls and everything. Now watch, if I press and hold here, it changes. See how that hologram, the lines coming out of the bulb there is a little less prominent. You can't see them as much. If you press and hold, we go back down. Might be hard to tell on camera, but the swirls are a little bit easier to see on the 4500. So you have 4500 and 6500 on here, and then they have a different brightness level too. You can bump up a little brighter if you need to. So proper lighting is a must. I like this because certain colors at the higher Kelvin scale, at 6500, you're able to see a lot better than you are at the lower 4500. So that's what I like about that Sun Match 2, is that you can, depending the color of the vehicle, like whites, like a warmer color, so a lower Kelvin, a 4500K. Navies, silvers, blacks, the bluer light, the higher K, the 6500K I believe is what it is easier to see the swirls. So again, it's kind of expensive for the Scan Grip lineup, but it's definitely well worth it. Once you use it, you're kind of sold on it. So it's just one of those things where if you know somebody who has one, go play with it. You'll see what I mean. Little update, the primer didn't do much. We have a little bit of a harder paint, so we're gonna have to step up to something a little more aggressive. We're gonna try Sonax Perfect Finish, and then see how that does. You guys aren't going to be able to see the scratches, but it looks like it didn't do much. It had kind of a slow work time. I did at slow speed, and it just really didn't do much at all. So again, that's really more of a primer, not necessarily a polish. So we're going to step up to the bigger stuff, finish this test panel, and I'll show you guys the results. Here's where we're at. So this panel was done with the primer. Didn't do much. Then we stepped up to Sonax Perfect Finish, which is a one-step. Did a pretty good job. You can see through here, there's still some minor scratching. You can see right there at the light, but you know, it's okay. But I called the customer, said, what do you want to do? And he wants to bump up to a level 3. So over here, this was done on a microfiber cutting pad. As you can see, it's a little more dull than the one-step, but this is going to be a two-step. So this is cut with M105 on a microfiber pad, and then we're going to go back on a foam pad and use M205 and polish it all out and get that gloss back. So he's decided to go with a level 3 because his car is getting a ceramic coating, so he wants the paint to look as best as possible. He said go for it, let's do it. So we're going to cut the rest of this car with M105 and a microfiber pad down there, and then go back again and do it with the yellow Rupes pad and 205 finishing polish, and the car should be good to go. Little update. So this car is getting a stripe kit. Shane's gonna put a kind of like a GT 350, whatever, just a stripe kit on it. So we're not going to finish this car today. We're going to resume tomorrow, but during the day tomorrow is when Shane wants to do the stripe kits. So we have been doing basically the middle of the car, the big areas. We did the hood, the roof, the deck lid, the middle of the front bumper where the stripe kit's going to go down kind of the front bumper. So that's all compounded. Most of the swirl scratches are out. We used the Mini down here on a foam pad with the rotary attachment to take care of that. But now we're going to kind of swap over to the foam pads. We're going to go ahead and do the jeweling stage, the finishing polishing stage, as you would call it, to bring some of the gloss back out. When you cut down the scratches using microfiber, it does kind of dull the paint out depending on the color. So we're going to go ahead and finish the second step on the areas that the stripe kit's going to be going. I want the stripe kit to be done, and I want everything corrected under the stripe kit. That way, whenever down the road he's wants to pull it off, the paint's corrected under there. So I want to get that done before tomorrow so Shane can get that done during the day. So we're going to go ahead, get that finishing polish taken care of, and go on to day 2. Not sure if you guys will be able to see that, but it's looking pretty good. I would say that's corrected 90, 95%, probably 90%, but here's an area that's not polished yet. You see that slight haze around the bulb there, the light? You go over here, see how clear it is? So that's the finishing polish stage. How about that? If you guys can see, look at that. compared to that.
I'm pretty happy with that. I think the customer will be happy. So come back, we'll take the sides of the car, fender, mirrors, doors, rear quarter, get that done, and then ceramic coat it. We're back, day 2, it's the day after. But Shane has the stripe kit on, you guys can see it here. Goes up the roof, down the back, but we are going to finish the sides of the car. So we have the fenders, the doors, the rockers, the side of the bumper, the A-pillars, the mirrors, and the rear quarter here in the back. So we're gonna finish that up. What I'm gonna be using is, Cody's not here yet, he helps me out sometimes, but I'll be using the Rupes 15, this guy. So I have a washed clean pad here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to season the pad. What that is basically every little fiber on here is going to get kind of a base coating initially. This is to start polishing. We're gonna kind of get it all covered and coated. Then we're gonna put a couple little dots and that pad's gonna be prepped and ready to go. There's some controversy with doing this, whether you need to or not. I like to do it on a new microfiber pad, foam, 50-50, it depends on the pad, but basically about speed 3.5, 4 with M105 and the Meguiar's microfiber cutting pad is enough to cut through this. And then we're gonna follow up with the yellow pad like you guys saw, and M205. So we're pretty much gonna kind of do slow passes, nothing crazy. Again, speed 3.5, 4 on a 15 Mark II Rupes, and that gets it cut down enough for what this paint needs and what this car really needs to get the gloss back and get most of that heavy scratching and swirling out. So we're gonna get started on the fender here. I'll work down this side, I'll keep working. Cody will probably pull on the other side when he gets here, and hopefully we can wrap this car up tonight. You want every fiber covered. So I go heavy on it, and I kind of get all the edges here. Kind of go through the middle. So what you're doing is, again, you're getting all the fibers initially covered and coated here, because the fibers along with that compound is what is going to be doing the cutting. So get this all seasoned up. A little more in the middle, right here. And that is what we call seasoning the pad. Now, do a couple little dots in the middle here. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, really tiny P dot sizes, and we'll move on to the panel. Really slow speed just to spread this product around, then we'll bump the speed up. Watch my arm speed. So remember though, this is also the cutting stage. So I'm kind of at a mid speed. Again, 3.5, 4 on the Mark II. This is a 15 throw, so it's got some pretty good cut. So I'm kind of doing some slower arm passes just to, let the pad and the compound do the cutting. So I'm not too worried about, not getting everything in one step. All the little fine stuff that can be actually induced into the paint from this pad, which is very minor, will come back out in the second step. Remember, this is gonna be a two-step. You have the cutting stage, which again, Meguiar's microfiber pads, M105, and then we have the finishing polishing stage, which is gonna bring a lot of the gloss back out. The main purpose of this step that we're doing right now, the compounding stage, is to get rid of all the swirling and the scratching you see. It may leave the paint a little faded, which is fine. That's what the second step is meant to do, M205 on the foam pad. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this side of the car. We're gonna finish the lower half of the panel. Same thing throughout the rest of the car. And then we're gonna go on to the foam pad and go from there. Well guys, pretty much wrapped up over on this side of the car. What's left is Shane has to finish the stripe kit on the back here, but this has been through the 2 stages. Whoa, sorry about the light there. This has been through the 2 stages. It's been compounded and polished. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see. It's what we like to see. So we're finishing up the far side. When that's done, we'll come back. We're gonna ceramic coat it. We're gonna use Geon Mo's. We're gonna do 3 base coats of Geon Mo's and a 4th coat, which is a 1 top coat of Booster. I really think it's gonna come out great on Grabber Blue. Hopefully this is coming through the camera how nice and clean this is. The stripe kit on there is kind of a cool touch. Excuse all the dust from the car right now. It's unfortunately the compounding stage is very, very dusty, but I think the customer is going to be really, really happy with it. I love this color. I love the stage 3 that we're doing on it. I'm glad he went with it. It really, really needed it. So I'm going to put the camera down. We're going to finish the car up. I'm going to ceramic coat it, and I will show you guys the results. Now, if you guys are observant, you'll notice I'm in a different shirt. That's because this is day 3. Yeah, these jobs take a long time. The level 3 paint correction, which is a service that I offer, is 2 steps by now. You guys should know that it just takes a lot of time. You got to get every nook and cranny, every space. So we got the rockers yet to do. We'll cue to that time lapse, and then we'll end day 3 hopefully for you. We're back, guys. Car's complete. I think the customer is really going to be happy with this one. I wanted to show you, like I said, the coating now that it's cured a little bit. It's going to be sitting here another day before he comes and picks it up, but this thing is just phenomenal. I'm really happy with how it came out. The stripe kit came out awesome. That's still satin. I'm not sure if it'll show up, but still satin with the gloss. I like the contrast, but look at this thing. I mean, it is just fire. I love it. It's just super liquid. This color, this is my first Grabber Blue I've done, and I knew it was going to kind of come out really nice, but I didn't know how nice. And this is probably one of my favorite colors and cars I've done, not only because it started kind of from the ground up. It had the decon, the paint correction, and it was a level 3 paint correction, so it's pretty high up there in terms of correction percentage. This is about 85 to 95%. There were some deeper scratches that just aren't going to come out until you sand that, but this car was pretty well cleaned with a Scotch pad with the previous owner. So the new owner came in and just kind of said do the works on it and get it back to normal, because the paint was his biggest gripe with it. But I think we did a good job. I think he's going to be ecstatic. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I am just super happy with it. Again, this is Geon Mo's with a top coating of Booster. Awesome. Very, very happy. If you guys have never used Geon, give it a shout or a go, and let me know what you guys think. I'll have a link to the Geon kit down below in the comments or in the description of the video. But yeah, if you guys want to see a video on how to apply a ceramic coating, I'll put one up here somewhere. There'll be a card or something popping up. It kind of goes in depth. I did it on Autovlog's car, Mike's car, his old C63, but you can give that a look and more in depth on how to do that. This was much more of a paint correction video. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to crank out some more detailing videos in the next couple months here as the weather kind of turns from nice to poo in Pennsylvania. We were pretty lucky the past couple weeks, so I've been out and about doing things, but I'm very busy, surprisingly, which is a good thing. So I appreciate all your guys' support I will have Detail Lab t-shirts and some other t-shirts for the McLaren. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. Do me a favor, if you want to click that red subscribe button and click that bell icon so you're notified when I upload. I post about once a week right now. I will try, I'm not making any promises, but I will try to post more for you. But if you click that bell icon, you won't get any missed notifications or anything like that. So you can always follow me on social media at detail.lab for the detailing stuff, and you can follow my personal account at Troy Sowers, and we'll see you guys in the next one.